Let's talk about the Pixel 9a because there have been rumors flying around that we're going to see this really soon. And in fact, the talk around the town is that Google are going to be releasing the Pixel 9a in March, which really isn't that far away. But if you already have the Pixel 8a, is it worth trading it in for Google's new budget Pixel, the 9a? First off, we know almost everything there is to know about the Pixel 9a already. How much it's going to cost, what's powering it, the storage options, the colors, because in classic Google style, a spec sheet got leaked which gave us every single detail. So when it comes to March or the release of the Pixel 9a, there isn't really much there left to surprise us. And you'll notice as we go through the video that there's one big change coming to the Pixel 9a, which I'm really excited about, but the rest of the phone is kind of same old from Google. Let's start off with the design, and first off we expect the Pixel 9a to undergo the exact same redesign as the Pixel 9 and the Pixel 9 Pro, so just keeping it in line with what we already seen. This means giving it that boxy look that the Pixel 9 and Pixel 9 Pros had, and this looked so good on them, so this will go down well with the Pixel 9a as well. The camera housing is also going to change on the 9a, and it's not going to be the exact same as it is on the Pixel 9 and Pixel 9 Pro because the camera bar is going to disappear when we get that Pixel 9a, and instead those two cameras are going to sit flush within the phone, which I think actually might be quite a good idea because it'll actually give the A series of phones a little bit more of an identity. And also, if you can get cameras flush into the back of a phone, I'm all here for that because it just means that there's going to be no rocking when you put it down on a table. And away from that redesign, when we start talking about the specs and the internals of this phone, you'll start to see that actually this is all very similar, and everything that you saw on the 8a is pretty much coming over to the 9a with one exception, but sadly that exception is not on the cameras. The main camera is still going to be 48 megapixels, and we didn't really expect much of a change here, and I actually think that this looked pretty good on the Pixel 8a, so with a bit of AI processing, I'm sure that it might look even better this time round, even if that is only slight. The ultra-wide also isn't expected to change either, and that is going to stay at 13 megapixels, which is kind of, again, what we expected. We didn't think there'd be much of a change here when it came to the cameras, and Google isn't giving us any sort of surprises. Now for what is powering the Pixel 9a, and we already knew a couple of months ago that we would be getting the Tensor G4, which is great. However, the Tensor G4 going into the Pixel 9a is going to be weaker than the Tensor G4 that is used for the regular Pixel 9 and the Pixel 9 Pro, and there's a lot to this and it's fairly technical and I can't explain it all in this video. So if you want to read why Google are doing this and exactly what is going to be different on that Tensor G4 for the Pixel 9a, there's a link in the description where you can go to the Android Authority website and read an article that gives you all the details on it. Now let's talk about the biggest change coming on the Pixel 9a, and Google is offering us our biggest ever battery because the Pixel 9a is going to jump to a 5100 mAh battery, and trust me, I'm really excited about this. Now, the reason I'm excited about this is mainly because of the extra power with the Tensor G4, because it means that the battery efficiency could make this a bit of a battery king. And to be honest with you, I'm obsessed with bigger and better batteries at the moment. That's what I'm looking for in phones, and that bigger battery on the Pixel 9a is absolutely perfect for me. Staying on the battery as well, the charging speeds are going to get a bit of a bump as well, but this is probably less exciting because this is going to 23 watts from 18 watts, so it's not exactly fast charging, and for wireless charging it's still almost like embarrassingly slow, and we're still only going to get 7 watts of wireless charging, so it's maybe not even worth using the wireless charging on this. Price though is the big thing that everybody cares about, and it looks like that Google is going to be sticking at the same price for the Pixel 9a as it did with the 8a, so that means $499 for the 128GB version, and if you wanted to go for the 256 version, it's an extra $100, which we've seen Google do on the Pixel 9s and the Pixel 9 Pros, and that's going to start at $599. And the best thing here is that Google is just sticking at the same price point. It's giving us bigger batteries, some faster charging, and it doesn't increase the price at all, so I think that this is a good move from Google. No one wants to start getting an expensive Pixel A series phone, so it's the right move, I think. Now, what about the display though? And there's been a couple of rumors on this. First off, what we know is that we're going to get the Super Actua display, and it's going to get a peak brightness of 2700 nits, which is slightly more than last year's 2000 nits. And we could also be seeing a slight jump in the display screen size here, so it could be going from 6.2 inches to 6.3 inches, but the phone itself in terms of its dimensions would end up staying exactly the same, so you're not going to have to compromise for a bigger screen with a bigger phone. And it would never be a rumors video if we weren't able to tell you the exact colors that you're going to get. So on the Pixel 9a, your options for this are going to be obsidian, porcelain, iris, and peony. So not exactly any exciting colors here, but at least you know what you can expect. There's lots of plan ahead if you want to pick up the Pixel 9a. So there isn't really anything else to know about the Pixel 9a because we know it all. The only thing left is when it's going to actually be released by Google, and the rumors are that it will be in mid to late March. So we can only wait and see. But in terms of anything that they're going to be able to surprise us with, I can't see Google really giving us anything that we don't know already. And overall, this is a bit of a nice redesign from Google, but it's kind of the same phone that we saw last year from the Pixel 8a. And we're in a bit of a trend at the moment where we kind of get a bit of a redesign on new phones, but we don't really see anything new in terms of the hardware, and Google is just following trend here. But let me know what you think about the Pixel 9a. Do you think this is something that you will swap your 8a for, or are you just upgrading from an older A series phone? Let me know in the comments below. Before you head off, subscribe to the Android Authority YouTube channel, and if you do that, then I will see you in the next video.